Is it happening?
I don't know.
What just happened? Okay. Yeah, it's going.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How do you know?
The little timer thing is going.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Welcome, everyone. to Beacon Hills After Dark Listener Letters. Oh, get in the light. Hold on. Will. Dang it.
You look illuminated, that's fine.
I want us both to look illuminated.
No one needs to see Dark Momo.
Oh, Lord.
She isn't.
In every sense of the word.
Well, I was not going to say just that, but, since I'm not actually wearing my clothes for my actual, cosmetic, makeup artist job.
Oh,
look at that.
Yay! Okay.
I was just saying, I'm not, beat or anything since...
Your mug is just fine, girl. You looking all kinds of karoo and whatnot, so it's all good.
Let's put some gloss on.
Yes, you can put some gloss on.
Oh, I don't have any
I'm about
gloss.
to put some of this hamburger grease on my lips.
I don't have any gloss on there. It's in my other bag.
All right. Oh, Lord, we got a crap ton of questions.
Just so people know, I usually do look better than this. This is me coming out of the rain soaked.
Yes, it monsooned for an entire 5 minutes and 32 seconds for no reason at all.
Didn't even prepare any of us.
Welcome to Merlin.
Yeah, DC, swamp area, always. Pretty much. I mean, I usually carry an umbrella, and the one day I left my umbrella in my bag with my makeup stuff. It rained. I'm like, really? This is my life?
I saw it this morning. I was like, look here. Oh, Lord. Now they're getting a look at the behind the scenes because we be eating and drinking during this whole thing. So now y'all know.
I had matzo ball soup and some grilled cheese from one of the best Jewish places in Maryland. Thank you. I'm just saying, my Jewish side is coming out a little bit. And I'm not Jewish, but yesterday I had Ethiopian.
We're all Jewish.
I'm all over. We are, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday I had my Ethiopian food. 2 weeks ago I had my pupusas. If you don't know what a pupusa is, it's El Salvadorian, which you will get anywhere and everywhere in DC.
Pupusas are wonderful.
You don't understand. I grew up with El Salvadorians. That's a whole different level. But, I mean, hey, that food. I spent way too much time growing up between, El Salvadorian food and Vietnamese food.
Mm.
My life growing up was good.
I was never a big fan of Vietnamese food, but we didn't have a lot of Vietnamese people in Nebraska. We had a lot of Chinese, so we had excellent Chinese food.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I came here, Thai food, and I was like, yes, Lord.
Well, no, there was a lot of Thai food here. A lot of people don't understand. Thai food is, there's a lot of people from Thailand in D.C. You will get some Thai food in this damn place. You'll get Korean, and you'll get Japanese, and you'll get Chinese, too. But you'll run across, 100 Thai places and Vietnamese places before you even get to one of those. And
they will be delicious.
Actually, the best Chinese I've had was in Philly. Because the third largest Chinatown is up there, and my friends from Hong Kong and my friends from a lot of my ABC friends are all up there. Sorry, anyone who knows what that means. But so we had especially for my friend's wedding, we had really authentic Chinese food. They used to always take me to the good places where I would be the only non-Asian in the place, and I'd be like, that's okay.
I'll represent.
I'm I will eat all of this. Give me that 12-course.
Right? Yeah, no, we talked about that, even the wedding and all that stuff.
8-course meal for the day before the wedding, 12-course the day of the wedding. Oh, I was so happy. This is the reason why I'm fat.
Girl, why is food so delicious? If only. Okay, so first of all,
do we want to introduce ourselves?
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Sticky Keys. That over to my left is Momo. Say hi, Momo.
Yeah.
This is the Listener Letters episode of Beacon Hills After Dark for episode 506, Required Reading, or as I like to call it, Ball of Confusion. Yeah. Because this episode was a mess. Now, one thing that I wanted to talk about tonight, because I actually have a different take on it that I'm going to talk about tomorrow. But, is the Claudia Stilinski scene. Are you okay over there?
I kind of wanted to forget that scene.
Yeah.
So, When you said that, I was like, why did you bring that back? It actually kind of blanked it out of my head. That didn't exist to me.
As soon as Jeff said, oh wait, the fans said cancer, so it's definitely not going to be cancer. We're going to find something new and exciting for it to be. I got scared because I was like, he's going to pick something really close to home. He's going to pick something really controversial, and it's going to piss me off. And then out came frontotemporal dementia, and I was just like, okay.
And the thing is that, like, it's one of those things a lot of people have to do. Like, it's one of those things where it can hit a lot of different ages,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of people don't realize the degrees that happen. So you have a lot of viewers who are not going to understand some of that.
Especially with frontotemporal dementia. That's why I had to take a day off just because I didn't want to see anyone defending that scene. I didn't want to see anyone defending the show. Mm-hmm. I said for them to pick a degenerative disease as frontotemporal dementia in general, I need them to stay away from, especially if they have no experience, they know nothing about it. But for them to make it frontotemporal dementia and then to have this really extreme scene on the roof of the hospital where they're like, oh, she's like that because of the dementia. And I said, no, this is, and I'm going to talk more about what I think happened tomorrow. But I said, this is lazy. To us
when it comes to Claudia.
When it comes to Claudia. And that's what makes me mad. I said, I'm not going to argue with you about her being medicated. I'm not going to argue with you about her having dementia. I'm not going to argue with you about that scene. Where I'm going to argue with you is all we have known of Claudia this entire time is that she's been Styles' #1 cheerleader. She's been his #1 supporter. Oh, you don't believe me, Dad? Mom would have believed me. And, I remember Mom and, just all this stuff. Oh, my mom used to, me and Heather used to take baths. It was all
these amazing memories of her.
Of these really good memories.
And even the dad had these amazing memories of her, even including the time where he was told to go be with her.
Right.
In the end. And then you gave us this.
Exactly. And it would have been, and this is why I said, if we would have had the mom scene in the Icon house that was supposed to be tender and touching and loving, then I could see this scene as a parallel to that because we could understand that. Mm-hmm. Don't give me this, she's crazy, and then expect us, again, to do your job for you. This is the only canon
that we've really seen.
This is the only canon.
This is the only visual that we've seen for her.
And so that laziness...
I'm defending Styles.
Girl, I know, right? That's how you know this show is trifling. Got Momo defending Styles. But I'm like, you're not going to continually have me do your job for you. Don't give me all of these emotional beats and be like, oh, well, you didn't need to see it. You're smart. You can figure it out. You can connect the dots. And I'm like, no, I don't want to connect the dots. You have a freaking job. It is not that hard to do. You could have put this together so much better. Because...
Let me get my thoughts together real quick. Coming from other sci-fi fantasy shows that know how to connect, or at least give the clues.
Give us Sam. Sam's mom. Sam and Dean's mom. Perfect example. Mm-hmm. Because when we saw her, she was idyllic and all this other stuff, and then all of a sudden she's on the ceiling and it's crazy. That gives you that emotional resonance.
They went to the past, where we still saw her strong and loving. When we saw her hunter sign, we're like, oh, this girl can kick ass.
Right.
Oh, okay. We saw multiple sides of her. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that it gave us a mention on what she is and how she is. And, it gave an idea of what the father went through when he loved her and when he lost her.
Yes.
So we understood that. And then we understood what Dean lost.
Yes.
Because the thing is, Sam was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to see Sam's eyes when he first saw her for the first time.
Right.
Which was still a great scene. Mm-hmm. When he couldn't talk in front of her, everyone was like, are you on something?
Yeah.
You okay, baby boy? But, there's so many scenes,
because there's a difference.
That's why I can't wait for you to see Buffy, because there's definitely a great mother-daughter bond, especially when it comes to the end of Joy's arc. There's a lot of, stuff that, to me, was done right.
Well, there's a difference between defying expectations and salting and burning the legacy of a beloved character.
And you know what? Speaking of salting and burn.
Once an episode. Bring it out. Go ahead. This should be on the drinking game, too.
Actually, no, we told Josh that. We need to say every time, because I do bring up Salt and Burn every single damn week.
But it needs it every week.
The one time they Salt and Burn something on the show, they didn't do what they needed to.
Exactly.
You needed to Salt and Burn so many other things.
Well, this is what makes me mad, because we asked for a Claudia scene. They're like, okay, we'll give you a Claudia scene, and it's going to be heart-wrenching and manipulative and absolutely ridiculous. And I'm just like, you're not defying our expectations. You're not bringing us something new. Don't tell me that predictable TV is boring when you can't even give me entertaining non-predictability.
Well, the thing is that they're giving you predictable stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can watch other stuff and be like, oh, this is totally new. Teen Wolf still gives me a lot of stuff I can predict. Like, and when they give me something that I can't predict, it's all bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon my French. It is all bullshit.
It is.
Like, Kira. Ooh.
No, oh girl, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We can't talk about it tonight. Tonight we're going
so
to stick
pissed about this
to
right
user
now.
questions. But yes, we're going to talk about that. Because that was like, I was like, what did I say? I actually named that section something very specific. Because I was just like, really? This is happening? Where is it? Dang it. Girl,
The
Melanie.
fact that they're doing this too.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Racism.
Touche.
Right?
That's actually what it is.
Because that was a disgusting scene. Oh God, this show just finds new ways to be awful. Okay, listener letters. You know, it's so funny. LaToya from AV Club gave it a B-. And the parts she hated most were Liam and Hayden, which I
agree with. That was probably my least favorite too.
Just because they were pointless.
It was pointless, yeah.
And it was filler in an episode. Okay, so, we'll talk about that tomorrow. But, I know, I want to talk about so much. But I was like, how could you have enjoyed... Exactly.
This would have been the episode he was on.
I know. I was like, I might have to force you to watch this episode so you can come on and talk about it.
You know
with
what?
us.
Maybe you don't even have to watch it. Just talk.
I know, just stop.
Because you're trashing anyway.
So, I just... I said, how can you give this a B-? And then I was thinking, again, there are parts of it that look good. So, the problem is, I have to judge this episode in the pantheon of Teen Wolf mid-season episodes. Because every single mid-season this happens, except it has happened to a disgusting degree in this season.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh,
most of this feels like this mid-season episodes.
Right. It's like, here's this can of worms. Here are all these questions that don't have answers that you may or may not get, and we're still not going to not going to answer the questions that you already had.
Yeah. Well, I would say, to me, the parts that I thought actually were pretty well done, Lydia. I thought Lydia's actual arc in this episode wasn't too bad.
They did actually explain a lot more than I thought they did when I went back and watched it.
So I actually will say Lydia's part, Paris only was in like 5 minutes, and I was like, okay, bye. Paris and Kira were like literally like the same amount.
Which is like, so unfortunate.
Well, the thing is that the way they're hinting to stuff for both of them, it makes no sense. We know something's going on with Parrish. We know something's going on with Kira, but you only give them 5 minutes in the episode. Mm-hmm. And then you're kind of like, let's focus on everything else.
But it's focusing on stuff that doesn't matter.
Scott's teacher.
Melanie Marcus.
Amazing.
Girl, Melanie. That was my chick.
Those two, Lydia and her, were the A's in that whole episode. And that's what brought all the D's and the F's up.
Oh, girl, exactly. Because they graded that on a curve. They was hoping. They was like, bring it home, Melanie. Bring it home, Melanie. Give us the performance of your life, girl. And they said, we all look good now. Hey, I'm like, no, this episode is trash. Yeah. But Melanie Marcus is getting it. Girl, Melanie.
Ooh. And then she told Scott not to quit. I was like, you gave that boy that paper first time. And then you're like... Gave that boy
an asthma attack. No, she can't have him quit because she needs him in his class. So when she reveals herself as a desert wolf, she can just go ham. I can't
It seems like it's always their teacher. It's always their teacher competition.
I said, you know good well. It's not Michelle Clooney because I think she played... I gotta figure out. I always forget her name. Mm-hmm. I always call her Melanie Marcus, but I think it's Leah something, her name. Let's see, queer as folk. Oh, am I almost there? Yeah, almost there.
But no, it's so true. Every single one of their teachers has been something kind of sneaky. Mm-hmm. So therefore, it just makes more sense that she ends up...
No, wait, that was Lindsay.
No, that wasn't her.
That was Lindsay. Michelle Clooney. There we go. See, I was right.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Leah Clooney.
I couldn't remember almost anyone in the cast name unless I really, really paid attention to them.
Oh, God, I love her so much.
But
I used to hate Melanie. And then suddenly, I think there was one season where they got sponsored by a leather company. And they were all, like, everybody in the cast wore, like, leather jackets. And I was like, you better rock that, Melanie! And then I was like, okay.
She's one of those characters, if you do a rewatch with her.
Yes.
It actually, because she's like my Anya. Anya from Buffy was the same way. First time I watched it, I've
heard that about her.
I was like, why the fuck are you even here? Mm-hmm. Second time around, I'm like, I'm standing for this bitch.
Yes.
Day one. And I was like, I'm here for all of this.
Because I started, I never liked Lindsay, but then Lindsay got on my nerves.
Because the second time around, you end up getting it. You end up getting where they're coming from. You end up understanding their characters. That's why I said, like, when we rewatched 3A, there was stuff I was like, oh, the twins actually weren't as bad as I remember.
Right.
I actually could stand for them if I wanted to. If I wanted to.
All right.
I really didn't, but it's okay.
Anonymous says, WTF, Alice Troughton, I believe it's Troughton, directed Required Reading, as in the one who directed my favorite Doctor Who episode and has directed episodes from Doctor Who, Merlin, and In the Flesh.
Yes, all three shows that I love. Thank you whoever sent this. I love all three of those shows, and this one right here doesn't really watch any of them.
I watched Doctor Who. I haven't watched in a while, though.
You haven't watched Doctor Who. You don't really, you kind of know Merlin, but you never watched it. And then I know you haven't watched In the Flesh, which is people who are watching. If you want to watch a really good and a very original In the Flesh, is an amazing original zombie show from England. It's literally like 9 episodes, 9 or 10. Watch it, you'll love it. It's amazing.
I will say,
I give the Momo thumbs up.
Good. 2 Momo thumbs up. The directing wasn't bad. It looked good. And I liked the letterbox dream sequences. I liked the cuts, even though DirecTV was acting a mess. I did like the way that they were put together.
It's because it knows Jeff Davis hunts our set sometimes, so...
This is true.
It was actually, like, God intervening.
Yes. Oh, my God.
No, what I was
DirecTV is like, you sure you want to watch this?
Mm-hmm. No, what I was going to say, direction-wise, it actually is not bad at all. Mm-hmm. Direction was actually very good. The thing is that we forget that we always think directing means writing.
Right.
And it
doesn't. It's not.
Directing means that I am taking whatever you gave me as a script. I am trying to say that, hey, this is what we're putting onto the screen.
I'm going to make it look good.
We're going to kind of get it as much as we can. That's not
because even the directing, when you're talking about directing, you're talking about cuts.
You're talking about
cinematography and just different ideas in that way. Because even then, once Alyssa Clark gets the episode, that's a whole different ball game. She might confer with the director, but we're still seeing those results.
And then you also have to think, too, when it comes to directing, depending on who your producer is, or your executive producers, you have to go based on their style. Mm-hmm. So, some shows, like Doctor Who, or Buffy, or Supernatural, will give total range and be like, you want to do this show in black and white? We'll let you do this episode in black and white. Teen Wolf's not like that. Mm-mm. Teen Wolf has this thing where everything has to be the same. You can tell that because there has not been any individual episodes that's just a little off. You know what I mean? Like everything has to have slow-mo. Every single thing has to have...
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, there are those certain tics, and they call them, like, tropes, but really they're just fallbacks and excuses.
Where other shows are like, you know what? Just to spice this episode up, we're going to make everyone dress in the 50s. Like we're still going to give you that episode. Because everyone, for some weird reason, don't realize they're dressed at the 50s. Like they do that.
I would love that, but I don't think they could pull that off.
But the thing is, Teen Wolf is the type of show that could have got away with it. Because you've had so many other supernatural and fantasy shows that have done it. And then they're still part of the storyline. It's just that they've realized they're trapped in that world, or if that it's something weird happening, but the storyline still continues. Teen Wolf, for some weird reason, feels like they can't do it, and I'm like, you can.
No, it's not that they don't feel like they can, it's that they're too lazy to try. It's just laziness at this point. I really think that they, like, the whole scandal now is, you know, the guy who opened up his shirt with the tattoo, evidently he's a gay porn star. Girl.
But we should have known.
Girl.
Oh my god. Why didn't Ryan tell us that someone was on first?
I know. And it's a Randy Blue actor. So I was like, oh, you definitely should have known.
You should have known.
But,
should have told us.
But it's
I'll
like...
find you a link when I go back on.
And people are like, oh, you know, it's a friend of Jeff's and blah, 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 blah. And I said, honestly, it was probably just casting. And they just didn't do a good enough Google search before they cast him. Or it was like a cameo, which is even more disturbing.
You had still a gay porn star. It doesn't matter if they're in a cameo. It's different.
Representation.
It doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to say this really quick, just so no one gets mad. It's different if you're, like, doing a cameo or doing a shot on an adult show like CSI.
Right.
Or, like, you know, but this is a teen show. A teenage show.
Well, they're in
they're a young adult.
Sin Enema, where they're bragging about all ages nights, and they have 15-year-olds selling alcohol, and just all this really weird world.
Well, the moment he actually, and I think I made the tweet about this, the moment he took his shirt off, I was like, is this how you get a job here? Is by taking your clothes off? Because that's technically couch casting.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's sexual harassment.
Yeah. I was like, I've never seen a job.
And then insulted him. It was like, oh, you can earn $1,000 a night, which where? And then he was like, yeah, you can earn $1,000 a night. Then he opened his shirt, he was like, or less. And I'm like, that's messed up. But that dude is kind of fug, so.
Yeah, he would have been,
Monday ratings were 1.13, which were the...
Is that better or worse?
Second worst. Lower than last week's, the second lowest of the entire season, and the second lowest in Teen Wolf history.
Ooh. Oh, baby boy, no.
Yeah, that's rough. That is rough, homie. But whatever.
They're just not doing very well, are they?
It's
how do you get a sixth season?
You know, well, okay, so, I'm glad you said that. So, because I've been doing some research, because I'm like, what is happening? Now, first of all, they're going to tell you that they got 15 million viewers, and that ratings don't matter. But here's why ratings do matter. Because online streaming does not guarantee ad presentation, ad exposure. So I might be looking at the show on MTV, but if I have ad block, then those are ads that are paying to be presented that I'm not seeing, and they don't have a way of regulating that. When you talk about illegal streams, which they do count for some reason, ads still aren't getting through. That's why we're getting more and more on-screen, in-show advertising, Nike and Toyota and that kind of stuff. Because I'm like, don't tell me that Hayden is having all these money troubles and she's decked out in Nike. I was like, no, you aren't, honey. You better go down to Rainbow and call it a day. And so I said, so you can give us these fake numbers of, oh, we got 40 million viewers in the entire state of New York and California is watching this show. Advertisers don't care. They're looking at Nielsen. And until there's a better way for them to track their ads, they're going to keep looking at Nielsen. Now,
because I thought they were going to do the thing that Ryan Murphy did for Glee, which was kind of force them into stop making the final 2 seasons. And they're like, and then kind of MTV would be like Fox at the last, like, season 6, and we're going to cut you 22 to 13.
Network is different than cable. And so what I'm thinking...
So that's what I thought they had done. It was like somehow it kind of wiggled their way into getting 2 more seasons in one contract.
No, I think that's what happened. I think at the end of season 4... they were all out of contract, and then they needed to re-sign for 2 more years. Now, where I'm a little confused, and I still don't understand, is when you resign for 2 years, are you resigning for 2 seasons or 2 calendar years? Because I think what happened...
that makes sense.
...is season 4 would have fit into the original 5-year contract, and season 5A would have fit into the original 5-year contract.
But because
5B wouldn't.
Yeah.
And so I think that they had to have signed on for 2 more years to get 5B in. But that's speculation. So, the reason I say that, though, is because that's
so
the
done
only...
with them during half season, so...
Well, exactly. Why are you giving us all these extended seasons? You obviously cannot handle it. They had a year to prepare for 5A, and it is a mess. And it started out so good and so entertaining, and it's just evolving back into a mess. Yeah. Mess. Thinking about... Oh, Rhino Cupcake says, thinking about Stelia is making me think that the sheriff
I knew Ryan was going to come up here.
I know. Is making me think that Sheriff is so tolerant of the relationship because it means that Styles isn't gay. Right. I was like, you gonna take anything, boo?
Well, you know, some parents are like that.
I don't know, man. Only because we've been shown this ongoing kind of underlying strife between the sheriff and Styles. And someone said, I'm sick and tired of seeing Stilinski family field scenes with Malia. Like, I want to see just the Stilinskis. When can we have just the Stilinskis? I don't want Scott to be there. I don't want Malia to be there. Just daddy and son. And it's just like, I don't know why.
Honestly, I'm trying to figure out what any of the families are having issues right now. It seems like all of them are.
It's a mess. Okay. Lord God Almighty. Lunar Advent.
Yes, I hear.
Yeah, he's the best. I love him. And of course, it's a reply. I wish that Tumblr is awful with replies. So it says, what do you think of Theo's lifetime seductress routine with Scott, the cheating husband, and Styles, the suffering wife, who Theo is trying to single white female? I'm here for it. I'm here for all things Theo. I want Malio. I want Steo. I want Skio. I want Thera or Kirio. I want Kirio. I want it all.
That was a nice little part where they just had him sneak into the room with Kira.
And then told Scott said, yo, I went upstairs to go check on your girl because you weren't checking on her. Then I took out my phone and I recorded something. Want to hear it? You know, like, oh.
And then Scott should have been like, wait a second. You in the room with my girl?
And he's just like, I don't know if I can trust her. And he's like, hey, you can trust her?
I was like, honey, this boy just walked into the room with your girlfriend.
He said, I went up, because, okay, Kira was trifling. And I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at her at all. Because they were supposed to be reading this book, and she's like, I'm just going to rest my eyes. This heifer went and got a sleep mask. She got her bunny slippers and a robe. She got her little little doomy thing up, turned out the light and was like, turned on a white machine noise and was like, I'll get with y'all later. I was like, Kira. And then went upstairs to Scott's room and was like, snuggle.
No, let's just say something about this really quick. Because this brings me back into being mad about Kira. They're acting like Kira's the laziest one in the group.
Right?
Kira is the one that came in, was like, I'm going to be a part of your group whether you like it or not. I'm going to give you a 100-page research
Kira
paper.
was the Mason, and now they're trying to hate on Mason for being the new Kira. And I was like, quit hating on Mason. You quit hating on Mason.
I was going to say, I was like, Kira was the one who was all about research. She can read everything.
Exactly. See, and that's another thing of why this is stupid.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Anyone who says they believe Malia reads over Kira
Right.
is lying. Lying.
Especially some trickster spirit mess.
Exactly. Because we all know that Kira is actually in AP courses. Malia shouldn't even be in high school. Like, it makes no sense. It doesn't. Okay, I'll bring the rest of my Kira madness, me being pissed off later.
It is madness. That way lies
But
madness.
I am also, just to go back to the whole Theo thing, since I didn't give my aunt, I love Theo. It's like every single season, they give me a villain that I want to just love and keep and hold. Last year was the Orphans.
Yes! Before that, Dark Styles.
Dark Styles, I did. The Wendigo that was around.
Yeah, Sean.
I wanted to keep him. I was just like, can we just hold all these?
They should have kept Sean.
They should have kept Sean. I'm like, they should have kept Sean, and then the orphan should have got away.
Right.
And then come back.
Mm-hmm.
Like every other damn villain that comes back. What the hell are like kill off the good villains, like the ones that actually were intriguing.
Right.
Give Mason Dye a damn job.
And Samantha Logan.
Yeah,
yes.
they actually weren't that bad. But I want Theo to walk around, and I know he's gonna die.
I don't think so.
You don't think he? See,
I think they're gonna redeem him.
I think and that's the thing. It's gonna be one of those two things. They're gonna find a way to redeem him, or he's gonna find a conscience all of a sudden and be like, oh, I should have never done that. Or he's gonna totally be like, haha, I got all you bitches.
Yes! And he's gonna start going to Davenport Prep, and then next season he's gonna be on the other lacrosse team with Brett.
Brett watch his back.
Girl. Brett's gonna be watching his back, all right. He gonna get a tattoo on his lower back with an arrow pointing down.
But yeah, so I'm here for all things Theo. I hope he survives.
Mm-hmm.
I will be mad a little bit if he gets the redemption arc and Peter didn't. Because I'd be like, we were robbed.
Yeah.
Us Peter fans were robbed,
Who knows
okay?
what's going on with Peter? A bunch of people are trying to make him one of the doctors, and I was like, it doesn't make sense, which is why they're going to do it. But I don't know.
It's because they want to throw Peter into every single storyline.
Because they know Peter sells.
But the thing is that Peter was terribly afraid of Valak. What the hell is Peter?
That was so funny. Peter is in that eye. Peter is, it's like Mike TV.
Oh, yeah.
It's Peter TV. He's like, what's going on? I'm so scared.
Peter probably out over in Mexico be like, I told you horrors.
Mm-hmm.
I told you.
Yes, bae.
I love him.
So, Anonymous said the only milestone I'm still waiting for is under 1 million views, and I think it's coming soon. Talk on TWG is boring and circular. I think the Dobb criticism is irrelevant, and no one outside the Dying Teen Wolf fandom cares about it. There isn't much left to say because the show doesn't even pretend to make sense anymore, and entire seasons are filler. Yup.
Pretty much. I don't think that we've had a season that really gave us much since maybe 3B.
Yeah. 4 was a mess. And they are trying to steadily erase 4, which is fine with me. Please continue to erase 4. But then you start looking at the problems 3B had.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons that, and this is why I say this all the time. I said, season 1 and 2 were great seasons because they were entertaining as all get out.
They were bad.
Their storylines were awful, but you rooted for it.
Exactly. Because you knew it was going to get better.
So then 3A just was like, what happened? And then 3B was like, Dylan O'Brien.
But 3A had glimmers of hope.
Yes,
the thing
exactly.
Is, still had some stuff that you were
and you had a
by.
great cast. The cast cohesiveness was fantastic.
I was going to say, cast cohesiveness. And even with the villains, like, you still kind of were really into the Alpha Pack, even though you didn't know what the fuck was going on with them. You were still kind of like, you know what, something about them's drawing me in.
Right.
You know? There's something about whatever the Duroc is that's still kind of drawing me in, even though, like I said, they should have done the Duroc the following season. But, you know, it's a whole different level. But, yeah. Somehow, like, I didn't mind 3B, even though I definitely trashed it. Because there was definitely some high points. Like I said, I love the Yukimuras. I do love them.
Well, even when we trashed it, it was fun. We had fun trashing it. Yeah.
You know, Dylan O'Brien gave us an outstanding performance.
Mm-hmm.
Something about the way they started writing 3B and some of the cohesiveness is what brought it down.
Well, 320.
Yeah, and then...
Specifically.
And then...
For me.
Oh, yeah.
And even the finale. It was very entertaining, but it made no sense.
No. And that's why I kind of gave the hope that I'm like, well, all this is leading to the opening of the four.
And then they were in Mexico, and you're just like, what is happening? That was, 4 was awful.
And I was like, wait, what happened to the dream sequences? Are we going to see more of this? And they were like, oh yeah, you know, why don't I just kind of throw that to the side? I'm like, no, finish this shit out.
Exactly.
Finish it out, people. Finish it out.
Finish it out. So,
that made no sense to any of the questions. I don't care anymore. I had a long day.
Let's see. Oh, okay. I just heard about the drama with the Teen Wolf Tumblr erasing the URL of a user who has the Steric URL in LMAO. Do you think it was because of the name or them being dicks in general? because they definitely do not do it with all the blog posts. And the "it looks better with the GIFs" could sound like "it looks better without that ship we hate," and think you're effed up for liking. But the idiot comments and captions make them look good. So,
I don't know anything about this.
on Teen Wolf Tumblr, they will reblog people's GIFs.
Okay.
And they have a person that does it for them.
Okay.
So, but there's a lot of drama around that person, and there's a lot of drama around the GIFs that they create. But
I'm always on the outside of this fandom.
Yeah, they.
That's a good thing.
Whenever they reblog, they will say these really pithy comments like, "Oh, slay," and "Oh, she's the bae," and "Oh, Teen Wolf on fleek," just all the
So in
stuff.
other words, we're using words we don't actually understand.
Exactly.
Which is a total different culture thing, but that's a whole...
Girl. So, they
my
recently...
tea? Where's my tea? No,
What
I'm
tea?
just saying.
Oh, I was like, you want some real tea? They reblogged from... no, we can't. This is all going as is. Yep. Too late.
I'll throw this at the screen.
They reblogged Steric. There's a person who has a Steric URL. Now, I'm sure they're very nice, but they're also trash. Because they love reblogging Molly and Celia with the Steric URL, and I'm like, I hate you so bad. But,
natural.
No, they just for hits. Because they also have the Kira Yukimura Twitter. It's like something the person, she has a lot of them, and they all have to do with the show. And so, MTV reblogged some of her GIF sets, but then they erased that they were reblogging it from her. And so the guy, his name is Steven, I guess he runs the Teen Wolf Tumblr. He was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. I wasn't trying to take credit or make it look like, we were trying to steal. It's just, up at the top, it shows that this was a reblog." And I was like, not on every layout, you're asking a lot. And he was like, "Oh, wait, we just think it looks better when we take out all the extra reblog stuff." And I said, no, you don't. Because you could be on Tumblr for 5 seconds, and if you don't understand the way that it's set up, then you probably shouldn't be on Tumblr.
I was on Tumblr and I was totally illiterate, so...
But you figured it out. Are you reblogging stuff and then erasing credits?
75%. No, I don't reblog a lot of stuff and erase anything.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know how to do a GIF. That's a whole different level.
Oh, that's a whole different thing.
But, no. I know about 75% now.
But
after I kept bugging you and other people.
But, so they erased the URL, and they were like, do you think they erased it just because it was Steric? Because that was really the main thing that people noticed was, this was definitely a Steric GIF set. Why did you erase their name? And, we haven't seen you erase these other names. And he was like, "Oh, no, it's not just you. You guys are being silly."
Well, the way that everything else is going when it involves Steric, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, erase it, because it seems like everything else keeps getting erased because of that, so...
they're gonna have to get over it. They just need to get over it. I don't understand this concept of, here is a section of people and we're going to silence them and we're going to shame them and we're going to make it taboo, because what you don't understand about nerds and people who are online is the more that you push us, the more we're going to push back. And that's just the nature of online argumentative people. And so if you're like, this thing that you love, well, we don't like it. We're just going to be like, well, we don't care. And then we're going to get louder and louder.
Is this supposed to be Sky?
I don't know. I think he was just playing around with it.
Oh,
the new Scott has the tattoo, and it is that coloring, so he's going to make me one. I'm excited.
I think this is Scott because of the Adobe face.
I know, it's so
and
cute.
And the crooked jaw.
Look. I'll tell Danny. Show it to the people. Here's your cute boo.
He has his tongue out and everything.
Yeah, he does. He got little
it's
rosy
really
cheeks.
cute, actually. It is.
Except he has blue eyes. So maybe it's Peter, like young Peter. Maybe it's BB Peter. Like innocent looking Peter, but he's really not so innocent. Right.
No wonder I like you.
It says...
I just keep stealing all the Peter wolves. I do. family keep ending up in my house.
That's what it's all about.
No one else wants them.
It says, Stacey, I need you and Momo to go in on Jeff on the podcast since he wrote this episode.
He wrote this episode?
Yeah, him and Ian Myers. And they're the ones who wrote 320, who wrote Eichenhaus. They're such trash. We are
I need him not to write any more episodes.
Girl.
Can I just say that? I don't want him to write
If he's
any
not
more.
going to care, and he just continually lets you know that he's not going to care. Stacey, I need you.
I
Where
was
is it?
watching early seasons of Criminal Minds, and I'm like, I understand why they kicked him off. No, people don't understand. Like, I really did. I was watching it, and, like, it was coherent, but there was definitely some stuff that was happening, and I'm just like, yeah. I can see the trouble that was already starting to brew.
Right.
Especially when it comes to certain characters and their development, and what was happening emotionally to them. I was like...
I feel like Jeff is going to end up on, like, E! True Hollywood Story at some point.
Everyone's gonna be like, wait, who's Jeff Davis?
Exactly. It says we are 6 episodes in with 4 episodes left, and I'm like, who, what, when, why, how? Why are they dumbing down every character on the show, especially Kira?
Mm-hmm.
What is Brett and Liam's purpose on the show? How is this season any better for Lydia's storyline than last season? Who is the real villain of the season? When are we going to learn more more about any of these kids' supernatural abilities? Where is the season 5 plot going? The fact that we still don't have a motive for the Dread Doctors is really concerning to me. And that's what makes me mad that they keep saying, oh, we're going to reveal this in 5B, and 5B, and 5B.
But
because I'm like, that's not fair.
You should have revealed it this season. Because the thing is
Exactly.
that I don't care about them. I don't get the motive. Because the thing is, especially if you're going to do months in between, I'm going to forget everything.
Well, how do you go from random holes deep into the forest to 8 holes in the lacrosse field? What does that leap tell us? You know, like, why are they just getting sloppy with it now?
They're killing lacrosse team players because they obviously realized we're not going to have coaches.
Because they were like, no coach.
Therefore, the only way that we actually can even show lacrosse now is through holes in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And a totally new field I've never seen before. But that's a whole different story.
It's a whole different story, but it's all good.
The dumbing down of Kira is major and racist. In so many ways.
I can't believe Arden agreed to that scene.
She didn't. I really feel like
someone had to threaten her. She didn't even try to act right. She was just like, I'm half Korean too. And
I'm like, girl, we know your mother would have been up and down.
No, we're going to talk about it tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Oh, I know, it's a mess.
We know her mother. Her mother is so many of my friends' mom where... They would have been on your butt. You are going to some damn school to learn about your culture and your language.
Oh, girl.
She's making sure you are speaking that in the house unless a guest is over there. And even then, she'll probably talk in the
right,
side.
Because that guest is also speaking the language.
No. My friends are the type that have the parents that it doesn't matter if I was there and they know I can't speak the language. They're still on the side. They're talking English, all of a sudden they turn and start speaking in whatever language. And I'm like...
But you be picking up context clues.
I'm like, I be hearing that tone. I'm like, am I in trouble?
Like, ooh, right?
Who's in trouble? But
that's funny.
And then the thing is that, and on top of that, she's like, I'm half Korean too, and I don't speak Korean. Girl, we know one of your grandparents.
Girl, your daddy.
Your dad definitely speaks Korean somewhere. It makes no sense. And then she talked about how she had a C in English. I was like, bitch.
You know, we'll talk about it more tomorrow. But we talked about if you are dispelling Asian, with that sentence, if you're dispelling Asian stereotypes, then you need to be like, and I'm getting a C in math too. What other kind of Asian stereotypes are you going to put on me? But that's not what they were doing. Mm-hmm. And that's not what he was asking. Because he even prefaced it like, I know this is going to sound weird, but just like blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, no, and
it's even worse because Arden speaks fluent Korean.
Well, exactly.
This girl knows multiple languages. But the thing is, I'm not saying that like every single Asian person knows their native language.
Oh,
That's
no,
That doesn't happen with any kid whose parents are from other places. I know someone who's Filipino who doesn't speak any of the Filipino languages that are there. And her family's from a particular island that has its own separate language. She doesn't speak any of it. I know this happens. But you're telling me she doesn't understand? Like, I still have friends who are, like, Spanish and from other places who, if their parents are speaking the language, they may not be able to answer back, but they know what the fuck is happening.
We're gonna talk about, I don't want to get into it tonight, because I want to wait till we have everybody. But, yeah, I know. So they released a shot.
I know more Japanese than she does.
They released a promo picture for season 5, but only for Dylan, which I don't fully understand, and it didn't look good.
They released a promo picture for Dylan?
Yes, for season 5, for this episode specifically. And
I'm really confused by how they're even promoting this season.
I honestly have no clue.
And by the way, yes, every season they keep saying that it's going to be Lydia's season, and it never ends up being Lydia's season.
This one actually does seem to be a Lydia season.
It is Lydia with Parrish, and technically it's her.
It's always Lydia with, yeah.
And
Lydia
it's mainly Parrish featuring Lydia,
mm-hmm.
which draws us over there, because outside of that we wouldn't really care about Parrish.
And I know maybe I did blog this on the podcast. I thought I put on Black Girls.
What was the other thing?
That's what I'm showing you now.
What was the other question that they asked?
Oh
yeah, Scott's been definitely dumbed down like crazy.
He looks so washed out and tired. I don't know if you guys could see this. There's the bay. He looks so washed out and tired. Especially compared to...
Go.
That one was fantastic.
Yeah, that's a good picture, but he does look a little pale.
Well, he's always pale.
He does look like
his
he has
eyes
a little
are usually
bit,
sparkling.
Because his soul is
and
dead.
All the light. Exactly. So I said, if that's what we're supposed to see, that his soul is dead and they have taken all the light from his eyes, because Colton Haynes had to look at that and be like, I did you better than this. I taught you better than this. And he's like, no, it's a part of the plan, Colton. It's part of the plan. It's like, okay. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't understand.
I think Dylan is waiting to get out of his contract.
Yeah.
I think that's really what's happening, is that he is on his way to being like, I need to not be in this anymore.
He's gotta be.
Oh, and then the way they dumbed down Sky.
Whew. Why was Theo a better alpha than you? We can't talk about it. We're going to do just the questions. We'll talk about it tomorrow. So, is Dylan the only cast member that had a promo shot released for S5? Posey shouldn't have mentioned that red hoodie. The secret Derek shipper of the production crew strikes again. Posey says stuff.
What's the red hoodie about?
Evidently Scott wore a red hoodie in the first episode when he was still human.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. That's when he got bit, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
I loosely remember that.
In the future seasons after that, that trope has been passed along to Styles, and of course with Derek shippers, with Derek being the big bad wolf, with Derek, and even with Skittles shippers. With Scott being the big bad wolf, you know, Styles has become Little Red. So, recently...
Well, I mean, it could be associated with the human
human,
aspect.
right.
But,
because
you know,
the trope is also extended to Danny, it's extended to Lydia.
Yeah, if you think about Scott got bit by the wolf, so therefore he can lose his hoodie.
Yeah.
Styles is still somewhat... Did he even have one when he was in the casino?
Yes, but I don't know if he had a red one. But,
So, I mean, if you really go, it could be symbolism.
Oh, I mean, no, it is what it is. The thing is that certain parts of fandom have taken it and done with it what they want to. And the stands rail. And so recently Tyler Posey made some sort of comment about his very favorite article of clothing was that red hoodie. And I was like, why would you even bring this up? You know, it's just going to infuriate your fans, which is exactly what it did.
I mean, maybe he didn't mean any harm. And
at this point, I gotta think that he means harm. You know, I mean,
but a lot of shows, like I can name shows that reuse clothing and they use it for
I don't believe
characters.
that he remembers that far back. I really don't think that he remembers that.
He might be that random guy who likes to wear, like, the hoodie when you're not filming.
I don't know, maybe.
You never know. That's why I said, I'm like, I've seen multiple shows where they've taken people's clothing and put it on multiple characters, and I'm like, look, I know this character just had, especially One Tree Hill. I can name some shows that have done this, and I'm like, ooh, I saw that you had that clues in a different character 2 weeks ago, but we're not going to talk about that.
Well, see, that's why I hate the show. Because it's so freaking lazy. You never know whether those are call-outs or if it's just people being lazy.
The girls rewear Allison and Lydia's clothes. Mainly
Well, no, the girls don't. Malia does, and that's a problem.
Kara's clothes are just really short.
Kara's clothes.
Malia's
shorts were insane. I said...
They were like, there's the fee... There's her shorts.
You could see her entire package. I was like...
I was being nice.
Like, when we were talking about roll of quarters, roll of nickels...
He's a roll of quarter type guy.
Like,
Leave
she's got like a roll of dimes, but I think she's like a grower, not a shower. But you could tell, like, that's how we know Styles is bi. Mm-hmm. Because Styles is like, I got some party in the front, I got some party in the back. You know, I'm just doing it all. Because that chick was packing. And I'm like, I don't need to see your camel tail at all through these shorts. Why are you wearing these super tiny shorts? And because then she, like, did the flying kick. Mm-hmm. And her leg was out, and it looked like she was wearing a diaper. And I think it was because of the harness. It just made no sense. I was like, what are you wearing?
I think I saw that part because I was
rough. I was like, oh, no.
All I remember is saying, why are they showing
so
this scene again?
Skinny. And I'm like, I don't need to see her thigh gap. Ugh.
Well, they make sure that she wears more and more clothes so you can see it. Compared to the previous girls where at least you couldn't tell, you knew they had a thigh gap, you couldn't really see it. With her, they're making sure you see it every single time. I'm like, girl, put some meat on your bones. Eat something. Please. Actually, all of them need to eat something.
I'm going to say all y'all, but at least some of y'all hide it better than the others. It says, you think Hecklin is watching the show and laughing. And I was like, nah, Hecklin's in Cabo getting sloshed off his face.
Isn't he like doing a movie or something?
No, girl, that's part of the drama. Is he supposed to be in Italy and Europe filming this movie, and he's in Cabo like drinky. He's wearing some shirt that it's like obviously kind of see-through, and I'm like, I can clearly see your nipples, sir. Like, what is going on? I'm not complaining.
Let him be on his beach.
But he has the same, like, little slosh smile where he's like, and then they showed him, like, in the pool, and he had a baseball cap on, he's like, and I was like, what is happening?
Is he on a cruise?
Oh, girl, I wish he were on a cruise! With, like, the little fake plastic cup, and he's just like...
I think he's vacationing. He's taking a nice little break.
I think it's probably like a wedding, because I think they were with a whole bunch of people, so I think they were there for a wedding.
I think he needs to let a lot of his, I don't even know. I'm just going to let him live. Let Tyler Hecklin live and get his
his movie got a release date, so it'll be released next year. Nice. That's what I'm talking about, so I'm very happy for him for that. I just need him to succeed. So Jeff can be like, because Jeff gave him, I made you and I can break you, Tom.
Folks, let's talk about this. Everyone who has left this show has gone to better things.
Which is so funny because even Crystal hasn't done much career-wise, but she's still so much happier.
Yeah.
Like,
Didn't she start modeling again or something like that?
No, she started dating some rich Australian dude traveling around the world. She was like, hey. But, and she's done, like, a couple of indie movies. But
that
I'm like,
works,
that's
because
cool.
you never know, because with indie movies, the way they are now, you might end up with a damn Oscar nomination.
Girl.
I mean, everyone else has gone on to either lead a show or be the main cast in the show.
Mm-hmm.
All we need to do is get a few other people off and over.
Yeah, you got the Carvers. They left. Danny is working like crazy. Cinqua was friggin' naked on Power. I was like, oh, give me the cakes.
And he's coming back to Once Upon a Time.
Oh, and he's coming back to Once Upon a Time.
In a bigger role, and I'm like,
yes.
I got mad when they killed him.
Because I was like, Cinqua been up in the gym a lot, and I was like, he been on swole for like a good little bit. What is he preparing for?
His girlfriend's another one who's up and coming, or she's like popular or something. I know her face. No. I know her face, but I can't think of her.
In real life?
Yeah.
Was it Notori? Is he dating Notori?
Yes.
From 3LW?
I think so.
Because she's on the show, too.
Okay, so that makes sense. Because, like, I've been seeing pictures of, like, him and, like, some girl. And, like, I know her face, and I'm like, Where do I know her
No,
from?
I'm not the one. Say
But
it
I'm
again,
just like,
say it.
she would get all your business. And he was on, I mean, this boy has been on so much. He did not get any.
This is... Ooh.
It's another girl that you know. That's the thing. It's another actress or singer that you know, and I just can't think of her name.
She's pretty. Who
But
are you,
he's
darling?
been popping up with her everywhere.
Oh, wait, but then there's Notori. Ooh, so I don't know.
I'll have to find it. But either way, get in.
I wish he was in Notori. Look at Sequa. God dang him.
Yes.
No one told him to look that fine.
He's been popping up in everything.
Yes. I'm happy for him. You better do your thizzle, baby. He's
Get
so
that
fine.
daggone on.
And he's so tall, and I'm going to be right up in the middle of them. Like, oh. Yes.
All I need to do is get the rest of my people off the show. I need to get JR off of the show.
JR's going to be on Arrow as the game player.
That.
The trickster, the Riddler. Double down.
Honey. Okay.
Yeah. The gambler. He's going to be gambling.
So you saw my face for this.
I
right?
know. I knew if I kept going, it would eventually come around.
I was just waiting for you to get back to a show that actually made sense with that. Because Riddler had nothing to do with that city.
It's DC.
Yeah, but the Riddler is
It's DC. But,
Ooh. See, this is the reason why I'm the one who handles the comic books in the group. Because that one over there and Meg, I don't know what the heck these two be doing with their comic book time.
I'm not the one.
But either way, if this is a way for JR to get officially off the show, I will take it. I'm still waiting. Is wait, here's a question. Is Dr. Carver still alive on Walking Dead?
I don't know.
Because hopefully this
we
is
need
a way
to make
for him.
we need to send in a script idea and be like, yo, I don't know what your plans are for Dr. Carver, but keep him. Evidently, he is coming back later in the season.
He rolls out when he needs to. He has what we call survival.
He said, I gotta pay that fine. That's what happened. He said, I got pulled over and ticketed for getting high and speeding. Yeah. I need to pay this fine.
Well, no.
Yo,
I reblogged something on you, and it said, when it comes to Alan Dean, it's like, I'll give you this whole entire thing about something about to come your way that's evil. And he's like, I gotta roll.
And I got some bounce. I'm mad.
I'm like, that's what you do when it comes to surviving. You are in the middle. You are the balancer. You be like, I'm going to tell you this, and then I'm leaving. I'll see you in a month or two. Yeah, bye. They'll probably be working for something for Scott like we thought of last time. I'm like, damn it. Why are you always going on secret missions for a damn McCall? No one wants to work for fucking Scott McCall.
Girl. It says, having all these promo pictures of Dodd makes it really obvious they photoshopped his face all to hell in the season 4 pick. I don't know what they did to his eyes, but it freaks me out. And I was like, they really did. Season 4 was really bad, and season 5 was just lazy. And I said, I guess Keahu really was unavailable.
Keahu's like,
oh, Keahu. Oh, Keahu.
I think Keahu just
okay, yeah, we did see the...
Keahu needs to go to a different TV channel. He needs to go to, like, a Cinecable and, like, be on, like, a really, like, badass show or a show that has a lot of sex. So that way he gets one or the other. No, Looking Is Not On anymore. It got canceled.
Oh, girl, no.
Oh, I thought that's where you were going for. I was like, no. He can't go to The Leftovers, even though he could, because technically one of the twins is on it, but I haven't watched it yet. I heard it's okay. Yeah, I heard it's okay. I'm trying to think of a really good show for him to go to.
He needs to be on a sitcom.
I can see him on a sitcom.
I need him on a sitcom.
Like a romantic comedy type thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I can see him. But see, if he does that, that means he has to go to regular TV. That's where you're going to find more sitcoms.
It says, I still don't get what Lydia meant when she said she thinks she's in a night terror, but she's not sleeping. I think she's talking about Tracy. Sorry, honey, we're going to come back to that one because that's a whole nother episode, Mom.
I was going to say, I think they're talking about
we
last
don't
season.
stand required reading, yes.
No, maybe, yeah, I think that's from last episode, not the one last night, but the one before.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to figure out if Tracy was still having that dream. Who knows? I feel like Lydia's trapped in a dream.
It says, what punctured Lydia? Was it the sword or the tail? I think it was the tail. The tail swiped her.
Yeah.
So, okay, we've talked a lot about Lydia. Is she supernatural? I think she is supernatural, but she's immune, which is why Mountain Ash and Eichenhaus and that kind of stuff don't affect her, and which is why the bite didn't necessarily affect her. But I do think she is considered supernatural. So how did Satomi know Brett's parents died in a fire? Like, okay. Because she's Satomi and she's a good alpha.
Satomi's been around for 50 to 100 years. Mm-hmm. And Satomi never actually moved from Beacon Hills. We just thought she died. But that hoe was like, I'm going to be in this county, hiding my way. And the thing is that from what it seems like, Talia allowed people of other groups, packs to actually be in the territory as long as you didn't do shit. Mm-hmm. Which means that Satomi had her pack. And I think once the Hellfire happened, maybe Satomi rescued who she could, or maybe it was like extended people that were in the pack. Because they never said that everyone in the Hell Pack was Hells. Which, they never said that. They never said that everyone in the Hell Pack was a Hell. So that means that there could have been people who were, maybe, like, members of the pack.
Well, I know they said they weren't all supernaturals, that there were humans
So, you never know. So Satomi may have actually taken in people from the Hell Pack or whatever packs were, like, needed people at the time. I mean, if your alpha's killing everyone in the damn thing, I'll run away. If your pack main people die in a fire, I will go away too.
When we talk about, I just
want to know how the fuck Scott never knew there was another pack in this damn county. They've been there the whole time.
When we talk about, Satomi, Paige.
Yeah.
Because their plan was to have Ennis bite Paige, but that would have made Paige part of Ennis's pack. Mm-hmm. So what was their plan? And I think that was part of Derek's youth and not fully thinking that through. Mm-hmm. And then Peter's manipulation, but then it was just, I don't know. They throw in a lot of things and then they call back to them without realizing that they never resolved them. Mm-hmm. And, yeah. That's what I feel like happens a lot.
Like I said, I just feel like Satomi was kind of like, you know what? This part of town can go to hell.
Girl, all the way in a handbasket, set on fire with gasoline draws.
I'm going to save my people. If my people can make it out with me as the leader, which it seemed like they were surviving pretty easy without dealing with shit. They had a better mantra and everything. They're like, I mean, come on. It just seemed like she was the better pack leader.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Scott, why isn't Scott training with her to learn how to be a pack leader?
Or have contacted her in any way, shape, or form.
I'm going to talk to him about how to fight, because it seemed like only one thing.
Not even that, but just about how to have a pack.
But that's what I'm saying.
How to research,
but I'm saying, there's certain things that he can learn. I'm like, it seems like to me that only the two older Asian ladies were the ones who actually really know how to do shit.
Basically.
And I'm just like, can we have like a nice little, like, every once a week, can we have like a little group session? With
that's what I said. That's something that you see in fanfic. Yeah. They have pack meetings and training sessions and research huddles.
Every normal show that has a group of people as a group that fights evil has meetings.
This pack is so inept. And that's why I said this makes no sense that Theo came out and was like, I'm going to run things because I know how to be a true alpha. Ooh. Yeah, that stuff is wonderful.
I'm going to put some of this in my drink.
Mm-hmm. So,
And no, people, this is not alcohol for once. We'll be drunk tomorrow, though.
I like how... we talked about that. It says, I like how Tracy just happened to have an issue in Yukimura's class. Yeah, we talked about that.
And Papa Yukimura was like, Scott?
He said, you may not be the best alpha, but you here, so come on. Do the thing.
He did something that most people would do.
It says Theo knows Styles killed his mother, or Theo helped Styles kill his mother. Theo is somehow involved with it.
That would make so much more sense.
Okay.
You know what? I feel like Theo is way more involved into this whole, like... Because they still haven't really said what the hell it is between Theo and Styles that just makes them not like each other. And I bet you it does have
sexual chemistry. Unresolved sexual tension.
From elementary school.
Yeah. Because evidently now they were 12 or 14, or maybe they were 22 in friggin' high school. Girl, the timeline on this show makes no sense.
He went from 8 to 10.
He went from 8 to 10. And because of where Claudia... So, we're going to talk a lot about this tomorrow. Because of where Claudia was, you're still looking at another 6 months to a year before she died. Mm-hmm. So, that means she could have died when he was like 11, you know. And so, this makes no sense. So, she died in 2004. Oh, God. That means if this show is set in 2011, that means that that 7 years, he would be 17 to 18, which is what he is now. Which would be fine if you're still trying to convince us that the show is in 2011. The problem is Malia was born in 98, which would make her 13 years old. So I'm just like... What are you doing? So I think there are...
About that.
Girl, yeah, I think there are some shenanigans
She would be
there.
13, people. 13.
I have no idea why they decided to push that forward. It makes no sense. I said just keep him 8.
This is kind of like the fact that you don't know what age Derek is.
Girl.
All of Derek's IDs and
19, 24, 32. Him making Derek sound like an Adele album.
Don't be dying in this damn house.
I know, we're opening the cheesecake, you guys. We're having our Golden Girls moment. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Boom, boom, boom. Heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Thank you for
boom, boom. And if you threw a party, invited everyone who knew.
You have to hit the note though.
Yeah, I know, right? You will see the biggest gift would be from me. And a card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. Boom, 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 boom.
And I know every single one person that's watching is either like, I don't know what show this
Please,
is.
girl, they are singing along because they know
like,
better.
This is amazing.
Yes.
We need more sing-alongs.
Those are some berries and I made a syrup. And put just a little bit of the lime on it. Just like a little teeny bit.
Spice it up?
Yeah, spice it up. Is that how that song goes?
No.
Oh, is it Sweat It Out?
I know the song, but I'm actually not sure. I don't think I ever knew.
If I have the rise and you have the bass.
I don't know. This is so confusing now.
Good?
Mm.
Yay.
Mm.
I don't know if you got a cherry.
What people don't understand, we be making food.
Oh, yes, girl.
And treats.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about we're eating something, we are really...
We are eating something.
When I post those pictures, that's literally what we... Someone told... They're like, did you really make that for the 3B watch? I'm like, yes, and all 3 of us enjoyed it.
I'm
Every
gonna get
single
Blue
bite of
Apron.
that. Ooh, really?
Yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Nice. We are going to be eating well.
Yes.
Meg is missing out right now.
I know!
Meg is the one who, she has her food baby every Meg's the first one in the kitchen be like, what's cooking?
It says, I don't get why the doctors were drilling into Donovan's ear. They felt like it. Because they wanted to F with his mind, yo.
Originally, I thought it was going to be like, what was they used to do in the 30s, in the 20s? Not euthanize.
The trepanation.
Yeah. But then I'm like, no.
What?
I can't say no to you, cheesecake.
Who are these people? Okay, honey, I'm going to answer y'all's little season 1, season 2 questions. Or not, episode 1, episode 2. Oh, headcanon. Ask about the test. Okay.
People are really asking questions about episode 1 or season 1.
Theo is using Scott and Malia to get closer to Styles. Steel will be a thing in 5B. It's happening, Sticky. I'm here for it.
He's gonna try to kill him. That's what he's gonna do.
Well, I know that he considers Styles to be his foil. Mm-hmm. And so he just wants to take Styles out of the picture, but he seems to have a really renewed interest in Styles. Because, you know, he didn't care at all about killing that kid on the roof. Yeah. He didn't care at all about killing him. And so, but it was a good way to kind of blackmail Styles and to get Styles like, I'll keep your secret. I won't tell your secret.
Can I say that? Can I say that was still the best moment of the whole episode?
That was so good.
That was like, everyone's like, oh, I'm so mad at someone's killing someone. I'm like, fuck that. They're trying to kill you. Kill them too. I'm like...
I don't understand that whole thing. This is a supernatural show with creatures that kill people. Like on Supernatural, they be killing folks.
They be killing folks left and right. You have 5 people dead, and then Sam and Dean are the first ones. Every now and then Sam and Dean is like, we can't kill this person. And then they give some moral reason. But Sam and Dean are the ones, I think they have like, 1,000 counts? They probably have more than that because they've been doing it for years now.
Oh my god.
But like, I've seen episodes where Sam and Dean like killed a whole damn nest of vampires.
Girl.
I'm just like, that's like 20 people. Oh, want to kill some demons? We're going to go into this hole full of demons. Let's kill everyone. We'll see if we come out. No, you will come out. Mm-hmm. And you'll be covered in blood.
Okay, Anonymous says...
That's why I said this is the only show where this entire group does not kill. Or when they do
But then they think that they're better because of it. And I'm like, you're not better than anyone because you're leaving all these loose ends.
Well, not only that, but when they do kill or they want to kill, they get shamed for it. Like, I'm like, every single supernatural show I can name, where you have good guys versus bad guys, people die. Fucking Firefly killed people. Every show I've watched has killed people.
Well, the problem is that...
I don't get it.
Don't give me a moral high ground about killing people and then have rampant misogyny and mild racism and terrible exploitation and tokenism of your gay characters. And then give me a morality play about killing people who are trying to kill you.
They constantly have serial killers in this fucking town.
Mm-hmm.
If you kill all people, guess what? You want serial killing. That's just a mumble quotable right there.
That's kind of what the serial killers are doing.
I'm just saying.
Just the wrong.
They are lucky that Monique
motive
does not live in this town.
Yes, Lord. Well, no, that's it. You need to live in this town. Because you just get the match and light it up. Light it up, light it up. Nice. Whoosh. Everyone's so stupid at this point. I want the doctors to kill them.
Actually, you know what? I probably would have burned down the school by now.
Oh, girl. School
obviously, that's the hell map, so...
Are we pretending Kira wasn't around when Styles was possessed and couldn't read? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Or pretending Styles wouldn't research Kitsune after being possessed by one? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, does Nishiko not exist now? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Is Styles ever in class? Thank you. Why are Malia and Scott special snowflakes centrals? Thank you, thank you. Why is Parrish so awkward and creepy? Girl, thank you. Because Parrish is like, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I love your boobs, Lydia. I love your breasts. I love your creamy smooth skin, Lydia. I'm not gay. Muscle memory.
No. That's why someone sees your hand and be like, do you feel that?
That's what she was like, pencil? And he was like, bad dragon. Bad dragon. Not gay. Everyone's an idiot, and at this point, they deserve whatever the doctors want to do to them.
Yes.
Well, to the elf.
That's what I'm going to say. Can we actually go back to that part? Why did I bring this up to Nishika?
Kira, your mama is 900 years old! Your mama done literally been through everything. Your mama was the Forrest Gump of your entire situation. You have no excuses. Go find your mama.
No. But the thing is that because the thing is, obviously, they're not even telling Kira half the shit that's happening to her. Why is Scott not going to the mom?
Someone said that. No. Scott, go ask mama.
He can go to the damn father because the father researched this shit. The father worked at the damn school.
The fox looked at Scott and yo, Fox, what's going on, man? Come on, like, what's this thing you got with my girl? You trying to take over? And, the Fox would be like, look, I do what I want. Have this powwow, have that back and forth. But you gonna go to Theo and talk to Theo about it?
You have two major resources outside of Kira on Foxes. And you're not going to either one. The ones who actually would know what the fuck to do.
Mess.
How to fix it.
Mess.
How to actually be like, hey, you know what? This might not be my door. Let's fix this shit.
Monsieur.
We're going to talk about this tomorrow. And I'm going to be like, because I wanted to say that last night so badly. I was like, where's the mama and the daddy in this situation? They don't never go back to their parents. Can we say this?
Except Melissa, and that's the other thing about it, is that it makes their parents look stupid. Because what is happening with Mama Martin? Why is Melissa not talking to Stilinski, not talking to Noshiko? Melissa and Noshiko should be best friends because you're dating her daughter. Like, why aren't y'all talking more? And y'all both in the supernatural?
Yeah. Not only that, but it just reminds me of, like, the early seasons when they were, like, keeping stuff from JR, from Papa Argent. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you guys are fighting. And they, like, always kept suspecting Allison's dad, and got to the point where Allison was suspecting her dad. I'm like,
right.
Your dad is a good guy. He might be shifty sometimes, but he's a good guy. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is just talk to him and be like, hey, so we noticed a series of murders.
What happened?
You noticed a series of murders. Maybe we should put our heads together. Because all of a sudden they're like, oh, he's been going after the same thing. Well, if he had just asked,
that was one of the...
we would have known this like 5 episodes ago.
There was a great fic. It was just a little cute little thing, but they all got together and basically had a supernatural parents PTA. And they just got together weekly over coffee and brownies and were like, all right, what's happening with this kid? And, all the stuff. And I was like, yes, that's all I want. Mm-hmm. Just one scene.
And then Dean can be there, there too. Because even Dean doesn't... You have Dean. Fuck that shit. All this shit's happening and you had Dean there. Why are you never asking him what the fuck is up? Because guess what Dean can go? He can be like, so, in my room full of books, in my years of knowledge, from my family history, you guys are dealing with this.
Right.
I'm leaving, bye.
Too much like right. So, all right, Dan.
I just feel like I worked too hard to watch this show.
Girl. Dan asked a bunch of questions.
Yay, Dan. I
love him. Love you, Dan. Why is everybody always on the roof at the hospital? Lock that ish down already.
Why doesn't anyone go to the hospital anymore?
Why do people still go to this hospital? There's got to be an urgent care in downtown Beacon Hills that has openings, because I would never go back to this hospital. We're going to talk about that a lot tomorrow. If Mason is up in the inner circle, why wouldn't they have him read the Dread Doctor book too? Why didn't Liam read the Dread Doctor book?
So, I actually thought that last night, and I'm like, is it that they're thinking that Liam and Mason weren't touched by it? But I'm like, if the Dread Doctors are fucking with them,
no reason.
But
yeah.
I'm like, and then he's the one who figured out fucking something wrong with Hayden. Well, guess what you should do? Read the book.
Digitize the book, because we're gonna talk about tomorrow. I'm not gonna get into it.
I thought the bestiary was digitized, but it seemed like that shit didn't happen either. So.
Now, Allison took that with her to the grave. She was like, I hate you all. You got me killed over this mess. Oh.
No, can I just say something about, I'm so mad that Mason got to be a part of the circle, but there's so many other people who should have been a part of the circle, and they weren't.
No. Mason said, I'm going to be a part of this circle.
No. I understand that, and that's why I respect Mason.
Yeah.
And Mason was like, fuck this. I've seen too many things. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that...
He said, you got me caught up by a berserker. I'm spending all these money on these textbooks trying to figure out what's wrong with y'all. And you can't even figure out y'all. Because when he said, God dang it, when he said... Kira was like, why were you researching kitsunes? And he was like, because I met one? And she was like, oh. And I said, Heifer, you are one. And he did more work on you than you did on you.
No, the thing is that that it never dawned on any of them to actually do research on any other shit.
Too much, and then,
which
but
is
then
the
they
reason
don't
why
see
I still
that
believe
as,
from this day when they asked Danny not to watch the video, Danny was the first one who was like, so
you know good and well, Danny got some popcorn. He was like, hey,
I don't know what's happening, but this is high.
So I ain't messing with y'all today, homie.
He probably researched every single one of them since he already knew what the fuck
You know
was
he
up.
got a file.
He's like my friend's mom. My friend's mom.
That dude is a Snowden of Beacon Hills. He got files on everybody.
My friend's mom is a psychiatrist, and she has a file literally on every single one of my friends, including myself. She has a file on me. She's like, so. I'm like, how big is my file? She's like, I don't even know. I'm like, why do you have one? That's Danny. Danny's like, I'm going to store this under werewolves. H. There we go. McCall, let me look my file. MC. Oh, there we go. Bing. He should have been a part of the circle. You could have had your research already done.
That's why I think that something happened with him and Jeff. I think that is completely personal. They got into some sort of fight. He was like, oh, you think you're cute? Okay. Because Danny was supposed to be in season 5, but we have not seen this hoe since, unless he comes in later. I don't know.
They're going to make him a dread dog so they can kill him. But, yeah, Mason, doing the research, makes so much sense. But actually, you know what? It's needed because Styles used to do the research. And Styles stopped doing research.
Since he's been, quote-unquote, better. And I'm just like, but nobody seems to notice or mind or think that it's strange.
No, he hasn't done research since 3A.
Yeah.
He definitely didn't read during season.
Not really. Well, he couldn't read. Till he saved but Malia.
I'm just saying.
Why doesn't Styles question how Theo knew about Donovan, or do you think Styles assumes Theo doesn't know the truth, just that Styles lied about his injury and that it has something to do with Donovan? So confused, no sense.
Theo was up in that damn place watching the whole thing with popcorn.
Oh yeah, Theo knew. He knew what was up, and
We know Paris
I think that
body,
Styles is just shocked right now. I think Theo Styles is just shocked, but because he pushed Theo up on that grate. Mm-hmm. It was like, and you know, Theo's a werewolf. He was like, oh, you can be cute if you want to, human. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to let you get up on this just like I let your girlfriend get up on this, just like I let your alpha's girlfriend get up on this. You can get up on it, but you ain't going to stay on there for long. Oh, yeah, I was like,
I mean, he's going to smash your head with a hammer, but I'm just going to say, Theo has been a stalker since day one.
Yes.
The first episode we saw, he was stalking the fuck out of Kira. He showed up everywhere she went. I'm not surprised if Theo is watching.
School.
I'm not surprised if Theo is watching Styles, whatever you want to call him, 24 hours. He probably has some cameras in his room.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he got him low jacked.
Yeah.
He is low jacked like a bug. Yeah.
He has cameras.
It's probably some supernatural low jack.
They haven't gone back to his house yet, so we really don't know.
We don't know where Theo really lives. I love that Theo has more of a house than Malia. What kind of mess is this?
Well, obviously her daddy doesn't care anymore. He just cares about his bear traps.
Girl, don't even start with that. They gave Malia a Toyota commercial, where she climbs a mountain and gets some jankety flower for Styles' corsage for prom. Or for his boutonniere for prom. And I'm like, I want to kill you. Yeah, she has her own commercial.
You know whose commercial's still better? Kira.
Yep.
Kira's commercial's still way better.
Lighting up the whole city and then shutting it down. Arrow and...
Can we just say really quick, what the fuck was up with Kira constantly saying it wasn't her?
Oh no, we're going to talk about that tomorrow.
I felt like
because that had some parallels.
Happening.
I know, right? That had some parallels with some other stuff that's happened. Yeah, we'll see it. I'll write it down. I'll put it in the notes. So, wasn't Scott's asthma cured when
Arrow and Wolf?
Arrow and the Wolf.
Yay, I love you. You're my fave from Ireland.
Oh, okay. Wasn't Scott's that makes a lot of sense.
Scott, you're from Scotland. I'm sorry, Scotland.
Okay. Wasn't Scott's asthma cured when he was bit? Was that even an inhaler he was trying to get at the start? This show, LOL. And yet, Scott, the true alpha, should have read the book containing all the information to lead your pack. That is one thing that they never explained is unless Scott called his mom and said I had an asthma attack, like why was she carrying that on her?
I always thought Scott's asthma went away.
Yeah, it did. And he said it was psychosomatic, so I don't understand why she had to shoot him with anything.
Well, I think what it is that just to make him feel better. And
it's psycho. But that's a waste of medicine. Like, you better get a sugar pill and call it a day. Better give him the breath of life. He'll be real fine then. With a kiss of life. Like, pucker up for mama and be like, I'm fine.
I was going to say, I think it made more sense when they were doing the panic attack stuff to the various people, which they started overusing. But, we won't talk about that. The only thing I thought about when it came to the asthma attack is because he was starting to relive the whole, like, I still don't understand why they were reliving their memories.
So we're going to talk about that tomorrow because, girl, that's this stupid thing. Like, it says, with all the slow motion, we still can't get past a 41-minute episode. It's pathetic. Not only did they have slow motion, but they completely repeated an entire scene. And it wasn't even from a different angle. It wasn't with different shots. They said copy, paste. And I was just like, why am I watching this whole thing again?
Yeah, it was very deja vu-ish. And
no, it wasn't even deja vu. It was, you saw this before. This ain't no black cat in the Matrix. This is 100%. You saw this best before. Juliana sent something. She said she had to do it in fan mail. Oh my God. Okay, we'll do hers tomorrow because, oh Lord, it's a mess. Someone said, I didn't know Selena Gomez was on Teen Wolf and she was a shot girl. I'm going to put, you are the thunder and I am the lightning.
I love you like a love song.
Oh my God.
I love that song.
My favorite is that you are the thunder and I am the lightning. And you know who
they used to
you
play that all the time in one of my
are.
stores.
That's exciting. Exactly.
And I'm like, I do kind of like Selena Gomez. I'm gonna be that person. I shouldn't like her, but I do.
You are the thunder and I am the lightning.
But I'm just gonna say,
that's the only song I know by song. And Love You Like a Love Song.
That's who Hayden reminds me of. I want to be Selena Gomez, low budget.
I don't mind Hayden.
I don't get the purpose of her.
She's just a non-starter. Yeah, I don't care about Hayden.
I don't care about her.
I like her sister more, mostly because her sister is trifling, but...
Her sister has a minor working
her sister is looking for a puppy, looking for a daddy. She said, Stilinski, I noticed that your ring was off. We had some problems down at the station.
I'm working.
I'd do anything for you.
She's like, I'm working an extra shift.
I'm working this overtime for you, baby. She said, if you work a triple, I'll work a double.
This is like, shouldn't you be home? No.
I am home.
Next thing you know, she's laid out on her desk when he comes in. He's like, so she's like, what? This is my uniform.
She said, and I got that single French braid. And one day he's going to come into the station, she's going to be like, dude.
No.
Oh, that's true.
She's keeping the braid so he can hold it.
Ain't nonsense. Where's my blessed oil? I anoint you.
Remember, I am the most virgin out of the whole group.
Rhino Cupcake says that was it. All that build up and all it was is that Liam accidentally hidden her and ruined her 6th grade picture. Also, Mason has 2 ebooks and one is his 6th grade yearbook. Mason has 2 ebooks. One is his 6th grade yearbook and one is the manual for how to use the e-reader that he is reading. I said, first of all, I'm mad at him that he didn't have a copy of the Dread Doctors in there. But
no, you know what? Mason. I'm fine because Mason's gonna be the first one who reads this shit, and he's like, "Suppose."
Right.
How you guys miss all this? He's going to be the one who reads it.
I really hope he does.
He's going to be the one who reads it and figures out everything and be like, you guys are so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why am I in this pack again? Ooh. And then he's going to say something on the slide, and I'm not going to say what it is.
Well, and then, you know, what I was just thinking about is because Liam went to Davenport Prep, which means he went at the beginning of freshman year, got kicked out, and then got transferred because he spent middle school at BH Middle School.
Yeah. Can we also say that, I like the fact that they kind of decided to bring up the anger management issues?
As a 6th grader, I'm like, what's going on? Why are you being diagnosed with IED? I don't,
What did Dr. Coco do to you?
And girl, no, don't put that on Dr. Coco. You know that was Liam's mama, his absentee mama. That's probably
his real
what it
dad.
is.
Probably his real dad.
Probably his real dad. One of his real dads is a doctor's.
What happened to his real dad's really at hell? They're trying to make everyone in hell.
And you know, it's going to be like Julius Hale.
Yeah.
It was Derek's cousin twice removed, and it looks just like Derek. And Tyler Heckman's like, I hate you guys so much. I hate you.
I'm going to get another Peter guy, and I'm like, are they going to get someone who also looks like Peter, talk like Peter? Comes out of the shadows like, so.
Can you imagine? Oh, that would be so, messed up.
But can I just say, that's the stupidest thing for her to be mad at him, because he accidentally broke her nose when he was in a fight. Trying to, you know,
how did she get in?
Supposedly she got in the middle of it, and I'm just like, well, that's.
And I'm like, that's not you, Mama. Like,
you stepped in it. You stepped into it.
Yeah.
So you walked into that fist, okay?
Yes.
And then he probably stopped and was like, oh hell, what happened? And then he got punched in his face. So you actually caused both of those.
Mess.
And you're just like, I'm gonna be mad at you until we're like 16. I'm like, fuck that. I wouldn't even remembered.
All right, girl. Ow.
One of my friends hit me with his same fucking cast, and I was like, I barely remember that.
And she didn't even look bad. She just had like a little bit of shading. So it's like, no one looks good in their 6th grade yearbook pictures. I have my 6th grade yearbook photo over here.
I don't have a 6th grade yearbook photo, so.
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah,
so,
I don't have any of that stuff.
No, the only reason I want to read this is because we need to talk about, and I say this all the time and people don't believe me, this show's fandom is completely defined and led on by the show. So it says, in Before the Scott Stands whine that Styles' emotional scene was longer and was also saved for last. Dylan O'Brien's promotion this season, for having to be Scott's season, and Scott's got to trust himself as an alpha, and Scott's going to have this dark arc, they're putting so much emphasis on Dylan O'Brien. And of course, the stands are getting riled up. You know, they're like, why aren't we seeing Scott more? Why is there no Scott? Why is everybody on Dylan O'Brien's track? Dylan O'Brien. And I'm like, because the show is making it so. I said I couldn't even see Scott's, but I only missed like 2 minutes, and that was Scott's entire flashback. And they're like, oh, he did such good acting this episode. I said they didn't give him anything to do this episode. Whereas Dylan O'Brien is crying his eyes out. And he's just bawling. Like, when his mom was going off on him, like, tears were streaming down his face. And you're just like, oh my God. You know, and so just like, you can't blame the fans for responding to that. It drives me insane.
I actually agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not their faults.
It's ridiculous. Style slash, just a shout out, because they sent me some links and it was fun. Hunt the Bones, Ethan.
Yes,
he says,
Ethan.
I was going to ask what this episode was about, but it seems like not even you know outside of some gross scenes. Also, we need someone to settle this once and for all, so if Meg is on, ask her, Nichols, Quarters, or Bad Dragon?
You know what Meg's gonna say?
Fleshlight.
Meg's gonna be like, roll of pennies.
Girl, dimes.
I know Meg well enough because I've known her for what?
Very gay dimes.
8 years? I don't even know how many years I've known Meg now.
Mm-hmm.
But she's definitely gonna be like, pennies. She's just gonna say it just like that. And then she's gonna giggle because that's all she does.
Gonna talk more about this tomorrow.
God, if we can call Meg,
I know.
and she isn't at a bar.
Someone said Surprise Styles isn't even more effed up, especially with the way that the sheriff has treated him. He should go out villain enjoying Peter, which I agree with and I would love, but
Peter!
yeah, there's a lot.
And that's a ship that I will kill for. Steeder. I was so...
Okay, we're gonna talk about that one tomorrow. I think we're good. Oh, someone says, can you discuss Derek X. Page and Liam X. Hayden parallels on the next podcast? No. I'm so sorry. We don't care. I barely cared about Derek and Page. I sure don't care about Liam and Hayden. And I don't...
There's no parallels.
I see their parallels, but I don't care at
There's
all.
barely any parallels.
And it doesn't matter.
And what's going to happen is, I already said this last night, they're going to end up... She's going to be the one that has the... Dread Doctor's been messing with, the new Chimera.
If they make Liam kill her by accident, or like something where he has to mercy kill her, because we know she's a Chimera.
I don't see. That's why I said it's going to go two ways. He's either going to kill her, she's going to have to either die, or they're going to find
a way to cure
her, and she's going to become a werewolf.
Do you think she's going to make it to the cure? Do you think it's going to be somewhere they're going to find a way to cure her right before they get to her, she's going to die?
If they want to keep the parallel, then yes.
Yeah.
If they
want to make Liam the new Derek, which I hate when they're making a new version of someone and then they just disseminate all the traits to different people.
Now, the thing is that if they want to actually be original and actually get another fucking werewolf in the damn pack, they'll make her somehow magically survive, and then she'll become a werewolf. Or whatever creature she'll end up becoming, because... They'll probably make her a werewolf.
The problem is, and then you're saying that the Chimera is a Kanima, but it's not. And so, are they going to try to restore her humanity?
Well,
I don't know.
I don't think that means that she's a Kanima. I don't know. The way they fucked up the Kanima stuff.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Like, they fucked that up so much, because I'm like, you gave us a very strict, this is what a Kanima is, this is how it's linked to a werewolf. And they're like, you know... We're going to bring this back.
We're going to bring it back around.
And then we're just going to erase all of this story.
Basically.
And like, that's exactly the defining thing about Jackson is we actually knew his Kanima story. And we remembered it well, even though it creeped me out to a certain point.
He had a snake down his throat. And I was like, yes, Mama.
He had a snake down his throat, a snake coming out of his eye, which is still to me one of the creepiest fucking things.
That was fantastic.
I'm sorry.
And you can give me Theo's bloody hand, although him pulling out dude's neck, that was pretty great. But
that was pretty brilliant, though.
That was fantastic.
That was a great kill.
But then the whole thing of like, my hand is bloody, and I'm like, I don't care, show his neck. Like, I want you to hold the trachea, you know?
Exactly. If people say I'm the dark one, you guys hear this?
She's rubbing off on me. I was sweet and innocent.
I mean,
we are born innocent. We are still innocent. It's easy. We all falter. Oh, no, the words. Doesn't matter. Believe me, Adia. We are still. Okay, no. I know.
I have a lot of Sarah McLachlan at home. Okay?
Say goodnight, Momo.
I may not look like it, but I am a Sarah McLachlan fan.
Oh, girl, Sarah McLachlan, and especially Long Time a Month. Sarah McLachlan, Annie Lennox, Sade. Like,
well, I play Sade anyway.
Well, in general.
I mean, if you don't have Sade on your, I'm just gonna keep it real. If you don't have Sade on your
then
iPod
you're not doing it
or
right.
your iTunes, you need to reevaluate your life. Because she is a part of this culture. She's a part of this chilling.
Yes.
You can smoke to her. You can have sex to her. You can have...
I mean,
you can just ride in your car and just groove to her. She has a mood for everything. If you feel like you want to be a power, you can listen to Soldier of Love. And be like, I want to go to these drums and just beat up someone, even though I am a soldier of love. And then you're like, if you want to be an operator, you'd be like, I'm a smooth operator. Like, you know, you can flip back and forth.
And Anita Baker?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Anita Baker puts you in that drinking mood.
Girl,
you're like, either like, I need to drink
like, I don't even
away.
smoke, but I'm like, I need a black and mild.
Yeah.
Right now.
You just have a mood where had no love, and I understood love, and I lost love.
And I lost love.
I am drinking all of you down.
But I'm better for it. Exactly.
I have learned my lesson.
Say goodnight, Mama.
Steeder. Can we just, like, please have Steeder? Like, I just...
When I tell you...
You know
no,
what?
wait.
I want Theo.
I read this it's by Giggle Bang Snort Dead, or Giggle Snort Bang Dead, something like that. She wrote the Steeder, and, like, literally, like, she wrote the story, and then 2 years later wrote a companion to it. And I was like, what is this? But when I tell you Styles was crazy, they were, like, serial killers, and he literally, like, dug a dude's eye out of his socket and, like, ate it. But Derek really wanted to be with him, but he was just too crazy. But his dad had got